We approved this at 10.3 and this at 12.2, so he wants to get further away from this neighbor here, so that 2 feet.
So he's at 10.
So he's at 10 now and wants to go to 12?
Correct.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, just,
He's just taking the 2 feet that we approved off here and moving it over here.
okay. So
There's no other changes.
Sorry, what's that concrete pad that's there?
I'm sorry?
The concrete pad?
I'm fine.
That was there, and the board
It's
didn't
less
say anything about it.
non-conforming,
I can't remember what it was. I could look
Exactly.
at
It's conforming.
the special permit, but it's included in the lot coverage. That's where they put a table. That's what it
Oh,
was.
They're gonna be 2 feet closer to that.
To this, yeah.
This is how it's shown. This is what he's asking for this to be 12 and this to be 10.
10.
So this is what it is
So,
here.
so as it was approved, this was 12 feet. from
Right.
this. And still further away than current existing conditions.
This was the existing.
Yeah, so it's 9.4. That's a bigger building.
Yeah, you guys approved
That
it
was
as it
approved.
is. He's just asking for put the 2 feet from here over to
Oh,
here.
I remember this very well. That with that fancy front step.
Right.
You don't have any.
Oh, yeah, I remember this.
How does
It's
everything-
elevated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
has to be.
That's why it's got such a
Does
giant.
Yeah.
It's in an AE15,
Stairway.
I believe. Is it? Yeah, AE15.
And the wetlands are in the backyard, and
Right.
we're
Yeah,
thinking
we
of
wanted
moving
them-
it back.
We
and-
wanted them to
Right.
push back from the
Yeah.
street further.
But this would cut
And
into
they-
their family
yeah,
area.
Right, and I remember the discussion.
Yeah.
I don't see any problem.
I don't,
I'm fine.
I mean, overall.
I hesitate. So, but what is it? It's just a vote? of
Why?
us? Because I think if you're moving a structure 2 feet closer
On one side.
to
you-
this property,
Yeah.
I think we need to provide notice, because
those
they're
people-
changing the project. You're moving it 2 feet, I mean, I know it's 2 feet, but it's a bigger building.
I do believe they approved
The
the
other one.
original. Yeah, I believe they were, the whole neighborhood almost got together, but it's
Yeah,
up to you guys.
yeah,
It would take
I don't recall a lot
It would
of-
take a majority vote.
I don't recall a
Not a
lot
super.
of objection to this, because I remember we felt that the whole thing should be moved back, and then I don't.
That was
I
the
think-
issue, moving it
and-
back.
And I think the neighbors all said, no, it's okay the way it is.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
right, yeah.
Because this is getting into the wetlands.
Yeah.
Right. If they were to move it back now, they'd have to go in front of conservation.
And we just, wanted it to go back 5 feet or something.
Okay, so is there a motion
Make a motion to approve it, is what we gotta do.
as administrative
Yeah,
approval?
administrative
Okay.
approval, yeah.
Is there a second?
Second.
So all those in favor?
Aye.
And I'll be opposed.
Okay.
For the
Pete.
record. Thank you. Grumpy.
So it's 5-1.
That's,
Tough cookie.
Voting
yeah, that's
is
pretty,
like the,
it's pretty nice to be able to do that in any other town without something that can be proved administratively, you're back to the board.
Yeah, yeah, and I don't
Yeah,
necessarily want
yeah.
to make them go.
I don't count.
Okay, so we should,
Kind of
should
one
put
call
up
to
to
another.
administrative.
so we should wait on the Ganser crossing.
We should definitely need to wait on
And
the council.
then, correspondence board updates, I don't think there are any. And future agenda items, I don't think there are any. So, actually, can we add the board rules and regs?
Next week?
Yes, or when at the next,
The procedures?
yes, because I do just want to go over those after our meeting this weekend. Possible?
Does anybody have
I
any
mean,
ideas
last
on
weekend.
anything?
Last
Or
weekend.
Yeah.
If you have any ideas on changes, could you forward them to me and I'll disseminate it to the whole board?
Yes. Thanks, sorry.
So this is like on bulk and things like that? Was that a policy? That's not a procedure?
Well, that's procedure, policy procedures, that's what it is, yeah.
Okay, sorry.
But we could put something in about bulk if we. so-
Right. It
Or
would-
modify
it would
what we
be-
have.
It would be noted in your procedures and then you make a policy.
Right.
Yes. Okay, so why don't we take a break until 6:30? welcome everybody. We're actually back for the August 11th meeting. We did open at 6 and then we went into executive session. We came out of executive session and we had some open meeting. So I'll go through my introduction now because everybody's here now. So starting from your left to right is Ken Foreman. He's the vice chairman of the board. Next to mine is TJ Hurry. He is clerk of the board. I'm Kimberly Beelan. I'm the chair of the board. Next in line is Ed Van Kuren. He's a regular voting member of the board. Paul Murphy is also a regular voting member. And Jerry Patamus is an associate member of the board. Sri Budro is our zoning administrator, and Andrade Geishecker is our recording secretary. The Zoning Board of Appeals is charged with applying the zoning bylaws for the town and considering requests for special permits, variances, and appeals as provided in the bylaws, which have been approved by town meeting and the Attorney General's Office for the Commonwealth. Decisions are made through the public hearing process, which is what we're participating in tonight. Our goal is to hear testimony from the applicants and the public and allow full and fair discussion of the project prior to rendering a decision. To begin each hearing, the clerk will read the public announcement of the hearing and present any pertinent information from the file, such as referrals from town departments and summarized correspondence. The applicant or the applicant's representative will be provided 15 minutes to make a presentation, and then the board will question the applicant. The public will then be invited to comment, either in favor or opposed, and all public comments should be directed only at the project. You should refrain from making personal or derogatory statements. And if you have a question, we will aim to get that question answered for you as well. If we think that we have enough information and we're ready to make a decision, we'll close the public hearing and we may vote tonight. Otherwise, if we think we need more information, we can continue the hearing as well. I will ask everybody to silence your cell phones and make sure those are off. And tonight we have, and refrain from conversation as well. And the first item on the agenda is a continuation, application 6316, Nickerson for 0 East Falmouth Highway.
There's a letter in the file dated August 10th requesting a continuance to September 29th.
Okay. Ken, are you here on September 29th? You said,
I think so.
okay. I am not here on September 29th. I don't know if that,
There's been no testimony.
okay.
So as long as we have a board that night.
Yeah, everybody else is set and that date's set. So September 29th at 6:30.
Do you want to make it 6?
I will move, you need a motion?
Do we want to make it 6 or 6:30?
6:30.
Okay. So I do
Look
need
at
a
your
motion.
schedule.
What are we missing?
Is that a full one?
There's 2 items on right now.
We've got 3 more coming in.
Oh,
I still think 6:30.
okay. So do you want to make a motion?
Yeah, I would move that we continue Nickerson, or 63, 16 to 6:30, September 29th, here in Town Hall.
Is there a second?
Second.
Oh.
that
I'll
was
give the
close.
tie to
I'll give it to
Ed.
I'll give it to Ed.
So that was Ken, and then Ed, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. So the next item on the agenda is application 7416, Stephen Wolseley, 313 Old Main Road, North Falmouth, Massachusetts.
Wait a second. Nickerson just got continued till September 29th.
What was the reason for that? I couldn't hear that.
They haven't gone through planning board yet.
Who's that?
Nickerson,
Nickerson? Okay.
they have to go through site plan review.
Is there any way the board can inform the people that are invited to this?
This is your, we're letting you know right now it's
Before we
continued.
come down here, because some of us.
You have to call the office.
We have to call the office?
Yes,
What happened the last time? The same thing?
same thing.
Okay.
So when is it going to be?
September 29th.
At
And
6:30?
they did file with the
Office.
planning board, so hopefully things should go, or they are tomorrow, I believe. Everything should be going forward now.
And it's at 6:30, same place?
Yes, ours is. Planning board, I don't know. You'll get a notice from the planning board probably as well for plan review.
Thank you, sir.
Sorry.
All right, so we are on application number 7416, and again, this is Stephen Wolseley, 313 Old Main Road, North Falmouth. And TJ, could you read that in?
Being all persons deemed affected by the Board of Appeals under Section 11 of Chapter 40A of the Massachusetts General Laws, you are hereby notified that Stephen Wolseley of East Falmouth, Mass. applied to the Board of Appeals under Section 240-3A for acknowledgement that 2 dwelling units existed in the main structure prior to May 19th, 1959 on subject property known as 313 Old Main Road in North Falmouth, Mass. Property is located in the Historic District. And for referrals, from engineering, they review the historical aerial survey photos that they have in the office and the current aerial photos provided by Mass GIS electronically, and the building footprint visible in the 1950 photo appears to be the same as the footprint visible in the 2014 photo, with the notes attached. From Conservation, no comment. From Historical Commission, if any exterior changes are going to be made to either dwelling, then it needs to come before the Historical Commission. From the Fire Department, no comment. From Planning, no comment. And there is also there's several letters. One dated January 19, 2016, from Shirley Dunkel, stating that she lived in 316 Old Main Road, North Falmouth. Her husband and her bought the house in 1959. 313 Old Main Road is directly across the street, and to her knowledge, it had always been a 2-family home. There's also a letter dated December 28, 2015, from Stephen Ballantyne, stating that he grew up in North Falmouth at 304 Old Main Road in the 1940s and 60s. He can attest that there was a rented apartment in the rear wing of 313 Old Main Road. And there's also a letter dated January 16th from Richard Nowak, stating that he resided at 307 Old Main Road since 1963, and during the period till present, there's always been a small apartment attached to the rear of the house.
Thank you, TJ.
And can the record show that those were all notarized?
Yes.
Yes, they were.
Thank you, Mr. Wright. So is the applicant present? Would like to speak?
Good evening. I'm Kate Ahern Woolsey. I'm the wife of Stephen Woolsey. He and his brother Christopher own the property at Old Main Road. The property was purchased by their mother, Alice Woolsey, in 1971, and after she died, Chris and Steve inherited the family home. The property has consistently been assessed and insured as a 2-family dwelling. There's been numerous building permits for general maintenance and upkeep that have been issued, and they have also indicated it's a 2-family structure. The property has been for sale for over a year, and the question that keeps coming up with potential buyers and essentially stalling any type of conveyance is if the property is recognized by the town as a 2-family dwelling. So the information you've been provided, additionally, I believe there's some information from the different utilities that, as far back as we could go, that indicate there has been 2 services there. So basically what we are requesting is that the town of Falmouth issue a special permit under Chapter 240, Section 3, and recognize this dwelling as a 2-family so that we can convey this property. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'll see if anybody has any questions for you. Ken, do you have any questions?
No, I don't have any questions.
Okay. TJ?
There's separate entrances between the, I guess you could say, the apartment and the main living area itself?
Yes.
And is there any connection between the two, or is it completely separate?
Well,
Would it
there's a
be
wall
attached?
between the two.
Right. Is there any access to?
No.
Is that it?
Mhm.
Ed?
No, I don't have any. I went through the file. It looks like it's all pretty well documented.
Paul?
Just a question, I don't have the information in front of me. How far back did the assessors' records go? I'm just curious, indicating 2-family use.
It's in the file.
It is? All right, I
I
mean,
believe it's 56, TJ? Is that right?
57,
I think
I
we
oh,
looked at
that far back?
57.
Oh, okay, I'm good, thank you.
I'm good, I reviewed the file.
And I'm all set as well. So is there anyone here to speak in favor of this? Is there anyone here to speak in opposition to this application? Okay, so, Sari, you didn't have any questions? You're all set?
No.
Okay,
No, I think
apologize
they
for not
submitted
asking.
good information.
Yeah, and that signed under, affidavit notarized.
Right.
And so is there a motion to close the hearing?
Make a motion to close the hearing?
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, so that's Ed and Paul. All those in favor?
Aye.
And then, how would you like to proceed? And I do just want to note, this has nothing to do with as far as, once they sell it, as far as building code issues, or if there's any other issues. It's just our determination. Acknowledgement that this is a two-family dwelling. All right, so is there a motion to approve the application?
Make a motion to approve the application number
7416.
7416.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, so that was Ed and Paul. All those in favor?
Do you want to
Aye.
make some findings?
Oh, yes, I do. It's been a little while. So findings, I think, should be that neighbors familiar with
Credible evidence?
credible evidence.
Includes the neighbors, the assessor's records, that we have to enumerate.
Old assessor's cards.
Yep,
Yep.
old assessor's cards, yep.
Extending back beyond May 19th, 1959.
Yes, yeah, we need to get that date in there, that's critical.
So prior to. And evidence submitted that it's been consistently rented through the years?
Yes.
Because that's what that one was in 63 on.
Yes.
Including unpaid utility bills.
Right. Oh, where'd that better, but. And I don't.
Oh, and I thought, can we also say that the building, what was it, that appears to be the same footprint from overhead? I thought that that was.
Engineering referral.
Engineering referral said that. I thought that was.
Aerials
Aerials,
by
okay.
engineering.
Yeah,
Show same footprint from 1950.
yes.
Do we have to say there's no proposed changes as a finding, or is that a condition?
No,
Oh, that's nothing.
No,
That's no.
no. In this case scenario, it's not like the conversion.
Okay.
It's a given, so.
And so no conditions then? I don't think, just findings. All right, so, oh geez.
It's up
I
to the
didn't-
board, but I don't know what you would
thinking-
condition.
No, neither do I. So that was Ed who made the motion, I believe, and Paul who seconded it. So all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Thanks, Rod. I'll take a picture of him, Gary. You look like him.
Oh, and I will just say, I should have said this earlier when I started the night, the 5 regular voting members are the members that will be voting on the application, so, if we vote tonight, so.
Unless someone recuses.
Right, unless somebody recuses themselves. Thank you, Ken. So the next item is application 76-16. Harold Dewsnap and Heather Patterson-Burke for 207 Grand Avenue in Falmouth.
What's going on at that house?
Thanks.
Being all persons deemed affected by the Board of Appeals under Section 11 of Chapter 40A of the Massachusetts General Laws, you are hereby notified that Harold E. Dewsnap and Heather Patterson-Burke of North Grafton, Mass. applied to the Zoning Board of Appeals for a special permit pursuant to Section 240-3C of the Code of Falmouth to construct small additions to first and second floor while renovating the pre-existing non-conforming single-family dwelling on subject property known as 207 Grand Ave, Falmouth, Mass. And for referrals, from engineering is the standard comment with the addition that the project must not direct any stormwater runoff to public property abutters or rights of way. From the fire department, no comment. From conservation, pending an RDA for July 13th, 2016, continue to July 20th, 2016. From the assessors, no comment. From planning, no comment. That's it for referrals.
Thank you. Good evening, Mike.
Good evening, Madam Chairman, members of the board. My name is Michael Borselli, Falmouth Engineering, and I represent the applicant. I'm joined tonight by Denise Benoli, the architect. If there's questions for her, we submitted architectural plans, site plans, existing floor layouts, existing elevations, proposed elevations of the structure. The property is at 207 Grand Avenue. Grand Avenue is in this location. The lot also has frontage on a side street known as Dartmouth Ave. There's a small section that has frontage on Dartmouth. This is directly across the street from Falmouth Heights Beach. It's a few lots east of the ball field, BBC Casino. The applicant acquired the property around a year ago. Prior to that, I believe it had been operated as a B&B. They purchased it and used it as a residence. A previous history as a bed and breakfast is such that the structure actually has 12 bedrooms, if you look at the floor plans, but the renovation of the house is such that the net result will be 5 bedrooms. I say that even though the property will be on town sewer, there'll be no on-site septic. We're non-conforming to setbacks and lot coverage, and the renovations on the exterior are fairly minor. There's some removals of some small porches. There's a deck to be removed on this side. There's a stairway to be removed here, a small deck here. They're all noted on the plan. And then we also show some proposed additions. For instance, this brown area is a proposal to square off the building. There's a proposal after removal of this deck porch entryway to put a smaller covered porch entryway to replace it. There's a proposal to add a bulkhead for access to the basement here. So the building's non-conforming to lot coverage by structures because the overall existing lot coverage is 34.8%. With the minor alterations and renovations, the proposed lot coverage will essentially be the same. It reduces to 34.7%. And then the overall lot coverage, structures, paving, and parking, existing is 49.7, proposed is 49.6. So we're effectively staying the same, but we're not increasing, which is the standard. Also, with regard to setbacks to property lines, we're right on the frontage of Grand Avenue. There's no proposal to change this covered porch. On the westerly sideline, the existing structure at its closest point is 3.9 feet. This squared-off addition is 4.8, so it's more than it's no more non-conforming. On the east, it's only 2 feet off the property line, and the steps for this small entry will be 3.5. I think you're all familiar with the density of Falmouth Heights. This is common. Very small lot, 6,500 square feet, surrounded by structures in a very densely developed area, historically developed. The renovations don't really change the impacts. They don't pose any more detriment to the neighborhood. I think that sums it up. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay, great. Let me see if anybody has any. Jerry?
If I remember correctly from the record, the garage is going to be untouched.
Yes,
It's uninhabitable now.
I believe so, yes.
Any others?
No
Paul?
questions.
No,
Ed?
question.
TJ?
Questions?
Ken?
Can you talk a little about the patio?
The patio, yes. I think you're referring to the fact that it's proposed to be impervious surface?
Well, I don't know what it's proposed to be, so that's what I'm asking.
Okay, well, the patio is this gray area. It's going to be in this sort of corner of the building where there's some privacy. This existing deck will be removed, these stairs will be removed, and this will be an at-grade patio. It's not considered structure. We're proposing it to be made from a pervious paver. So it's, in our opinion, not pavement. So it'll be just for outside living, like on the back side of the house, and just for leisure and entertainment.
So it doesn't alter your drainage estimates because
Absolutely
of the
not.
pervious nature of
Right, it's actually, there's a very specific design of this and installation. It's on a bed of crushed stone, filter cloth, bedding sand, and the actual patio blocks themselves are pervious, so water goes through it and it drains right through to the gravel below, so there'll be no runoff from it.
And the other changes are small enough that they have no effect on the drainage?
Absolutely. The lot's flat. I failed to mention, there was a reference to conservation. We had a continuance. There was no testimony at the first meeting, and then at the second one, they approved the project. We went to them only because we're in a flood zone.
And so, and just to clarify once again, you said currently there are 12 bedrooms because of the fact that it was a B&B?
Yeah, if you...
How many baths?
I'd have to look on the plans.
A lot.
There's 8 existing bathrooms.
8?
There was 8, and they're going to be 4.
Currently, there's 8.
Okay.
There's going to be 4.5.
Okay,
You're all set?
yep.
Okay. So you said the current property owners are using it as a single-family dwelling?
Yes.
No intention to use it as an inn or a bed and
No.
breakfast? Okay.
Correct.
Actually, I do have one other question.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I don't know if this is an appropriate question for you or not. As a B&B, so one of the things I thought was pretty challenging on this lot was parking. Where did people park for the B&B?
I don't really know, to be honest.
Driveway in the side off of that.
There is a driveway, I mean...
Oh, really?
I mean, I live in the area, so I know where people park.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, well, we just, excuse me, sir, excuse me. I will open it up for public comment, yeah, thank you.
There's a paved driveway here, it's 20 feet wide, and it's...
Okay, I guess all the heavy equipment was in there because they're putting in the sewer, so that was hard to see. Okay,
Okay, you're all set?
Yep.
Okay. Are there any changes proposed to the basement?
I'll have to look at the plans, other than, I believe, alterations to convert it to, usable storage, utility rooms.
And you're adding the bulkhead, that's,
In adding the bulkhead there, I did submit an existing basement plan. Existing basement plan. Existing basement plan. Has unfinished mechanical storage, a laundry, a finished room that was used as a bedroom, another finished room that was used as a bedroom. That's done as a B&B. These would be like overflow bedrooms, I guess. The proposed floor plan for the basement.
Something happened.
I see it now, Mike, so just finished storage, so not living space in that basement proposed? Okay.
Finished storage not to be used as bedrooms. Effectively the same, but then we're making way for the bulkhead here.
Okay, thank you. So that the garage is encroaching upon the neighbor's property? Is there any intention to relocate the garage?
At this time, the owner, the applicant and owner was made aware of that fact. I don't know if they have not expressed any intentions to meet about it.
Okay. And then the pavement, so that driveway is paved concrete, is that?
This is...
Or asphalt?
This is existing asphalt.
Was there any consideration to making that into a pervious material because the lot coverage is so high?
We never even discussed it. We just assumed since it was existing and there was no need to change anything. I think that she'd prefer to leave it due to cost.
Okay.
It would be substantial to change that.
Given the size of it?
The size of it, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Sari, do you have any questions for Mike?
No.
Okay. And everybody else is also on the board? Okay,
Yeah.
I'll open it to public comment. So is anyone here to speak in favor of this application? Is anyone here to speak in opposition to this application?
I just have. I don't understand it.
Sure, so, sir, if you could come up and, or whoever wants to speak, you just need to come to the podium and state your name.
I don't want to speak, I'm next door neighbor, and I
Yeah,
don't
so,
know
okay,
if
excuse me,
you're
so,
gonna-
ma'am, you are speaking, so you need to come up and we'll get your questions answered. But I just, for the record, thank you.
I'll look at it,
So, yeah, so, you
I
just, excuse me, again, sir, could you please go to the podium, state your name, state your address?
Hi, my name is Francis
Thank you.
Walker, 205 Grand Avenue.
Okay, and then you have a question?
Yes.
Or comments?
From where I was sitting, I
Yep.
couldn't see where you were saying the addition is going to be. If you could just illustrate that for me.
Through you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mike.
The light brown is the existing footprint. There's
Yep.
like a bow window here, there's a covered porch here. The plan is to basically square this corner off.
Okay. What is the pink illustration on the other side?
The pink is an existing brick walkway that I just showed in that color to highlight it. It's brick and it goes right along and adjacent to an existing fence.
Okay, so that's not changing.
That's not changing.
Okay, because the owners actually told me.
Sir, if you
Through
could,
the
if you're
board.
going to speak, you need to speak to me through the board, and then we'll get answers to Mike.
So basically, you're saying there's no addition on my side of, the only addition is on this side of the house?
Through the board.
Yep,
I'll answer.
thank you, Mike.
The existing porch and stairs are going to be removed,
Yeah.
and a smaller porch and stairs is going to be built in its place.
Okay.
They will still use this as an access. It'll be further from your property line. It'll be reduced in size.
And this, what is this right here?
Sir, what are you pointing to?
It's a
Just so
brick
everybody
walkway.
There's
for,
another
It's a brick
section that
walkway.
looks like an addition.
On the plan, it says proposed addition, it's 27 square feet. It's a very small strip added on to the building. So the net result of this entire remodel is a smaller footprint. There'll be a slight increase here in the size.
Okay.
thank you, Mike.
And do you have any illustrations of what that is going to look like?
You know, the
Excuse me?
plans have been on
Thank you.
file in the board, in the
I just got the letter this Saturday.
board, well, I'm just saying, they've been,
This past Saturday, I just got the
and
letter.
people have been in to review, so
I have an elevation.
you, that's what he's asking, is the elevation.
Doesn't change.
And that's a brick walkway there as well.
Mike, the elevation doesn't change, does it?
Modestly.
It does.
Not the
Model.
height, but the look of it does,
Yeah.
on the two facades.
For
two
example,
sides.
there's some exits.
No.
That'd be right side.
Biggest change is the stairs in the back. It's improvement.
Those were mailed out 3 weeks ago.
In accordance with?
Must have been.
This is existing right side.
Which is the side that faces their house.
This is proposed, this is existing.
Okay, so basically where that bay window is now going to just be a flat wall.
Yes. This area.
Okay.
compared to this area.
And the exterior will be still cedar shingles?
Yes.
Okay. I guess I have no other questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
Okay, is there anyone else here to speak on this application? Okay. And everybody's also have questions for Mike? Yeah. Okay. so
Yeah,
is-
just for the record, so that on the east side, you actually are slightly increasing the side yard setback, correct?
On the east side, if you're referring to this strip, I say no, because the existing entry porch is 1.7 feet off.
Right.
The existing house is 2 feet off. This strip will still be inside of the 2-foot setback, and it'll certainly be inside of the porch that exists. It'll be 3.5 feet off the property line. So we're reducing the nonconformity by about 1.5 feet.
Well, that's what I asked.
And that's what I tried to answer in more
Okay.
detail.
That's good. So we can, in our decision, we can say you slightly reduced one of the nonconformities.
Well,
Yes.
the nonconformity
It's
still
not-
exists. This is- What
Reduced.
he's adding is less nonconforming
Less
what's
That's what I'm
existing.
saying.
Yeah.
Reduced,
Yes.
not gotten rid of.
Okay, is there a motion to close?
Make a motion to close.
Second.
Okay, so that was Ed and Ken, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then how would you like to proceed?
I would move in favor.
Is there a second? Oh,
Second.
sorry. All right, so findings and conditions.
The findings, lot coverage does not substantially change.
Right, by either structures or
or
total.
Or total. And elevation does not change, right? Height of the structure does not change.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
modest modifications to the structure.
Right, and in fact, there's a slight decrease, what did we say, by 1.5 feet? To the side yard nonconformity on the eastern boundary of the property.
Yeah. Well,
Why
no.
Why are you shaking your head?
Because the front structure is staying the same. So that's the closest point.
Right, but the deck counts as a structure and it's being taken down, that's 1.7, right?
That's, but it.
It doesn't reduce the non-conforming
No.
setback.
But maybe we could say.
What they're doing is, in that area, yes, but the non-conforming setback is still existing.
Yeah, the
I
house.
didn't say it was not, isn't the current nonconformity 1.7 feet from the side yard
Down at the corner, yes.
of the deck? That's being,
Oh, I see what you're
that's
saying.
going away.
But it's making it.
Now it's 2 feet.
What-
It's,
Okay, but what you're sounding like is the nonconformity itself is being reduced, and it's not, it's staying the same. The setback to the side yard property line is 1.2. The one down in the corner, is it 1.2?
2 from the structure.
It's 2 from the structure.
1.7 from the porch.
Okay,
But that porch is disappearing.
Yes.
okay.
All right,
I'm
See what I'm
so you
saying?
were right.
Yes.
Ken.
I'm correct.
You're
Thank
right.
you.
I'm thinking of the other corner. The other corner is
I wanna
right
be
on
able
the
to say
property.
You are correct.
I want to be able to say that they're slightly improving the
My-
side yard nonconformity.
My fault. I'm thinking of the other corner that is right on the property line. It's not changing. My bad.
I would like a finding that the proposed patio is a pervious surface.
Mhm.
Do you want to put what it is, the pervious pavers?
Pervious pavers. That is on the plans too, that's a pervious surface, so only condition per plan.
Another finding, they're going from 12 to
Yes.
5 bedrooms, 8 to 4.5 baths. That's significant.
Finding that I do want to have a finding that the garage is encroaching on the neighboring property and that no changes are proposed to that.
I'm sorry, Kim?
That the garage is encroaching on the neighboring property.
Okay.
And no changes are proposed. As we discussed that.
Simply.
And
Basement's going to be non-inhabitable, or no
Right.
bedrooms?
Yes.
Whatever the term
Yes.
is.
Yeah, you guys still want to condition that?
I will, yeah. Finding the Concom approval as well.
And I think, was it fair to say that the conversion to a single-family dwelling will reduce the requirements for parking? And,
It's not before you as a B and B, though.
no, I
That's the
know, I'm
only
just saying
thing.
it's a,
Well, we could say
Oh,
historic
you mean the bedrooms?
use.
yes.
Historic use as a, right, use or
Yeah.
previous use as a bed and breakfast, so
Mhm.
single-family dwelling has less needs for parking.
Yeah, because we don't know when the bed and breakfast actually
Right.
existed. So reduce parking with decrease in bedrooms and
Bathrooms.
bathrooms don't count.
Oh,
And less impact than previous use of B and B, something like that?
Something like that.
Yes. Less
Okay.
parking impact from previous, okay.
do you make a finding that's not detrimental, or?
No, that's
Well, that-
240-216.
It's
That's what all these findings are.
240-.
Okay.
And then 240-216 too.
You say 240-16, safe paper.
I'll go through the list of what it
Yeah.
is.
Thank you, Sue.
And not detrimental 243. Okay.
And then conditions per plans, finished storage space not to be used as bedrooms in the basement.
How about just no bedrooms in basement?
Sure. It's a better one. Any others?
As per plan, we're good.
Okay, so that was Ken's motion and Ed seconded it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And opposed? None. That was unanimous. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Oh.
Fix the garage.
It's tough with these trees.
Sorry.
I think the clerk does all the work. You have to get everything back together, you have to read everything.
That's very true. 216, 240, 216. Yeah.
All right, so the next item on the agenda is application 77-16, Linda Bullard, and I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that, doing business as Dogs and Hogs, 57 Falmouth Heights Road, Falmouth.
Being all persons deemed affected by the Board of Appeals under Section 11 of Chapter 40A of the Massachusetts General Laws, you are hereby notified that Linda Bullard, DBA Dogs and Hogs of Falmouth, Mass., applied to the Zoning Board of Appeals for a special permit pursuant to Section 240-44B, 240-45A, and 240-13, with notations restaurant, fast food of the Code of Falmouth, to operate a food vendor cart on subject property known as 57 Falmouth Heights Road, Falmouth, Mass. And for referrals, from engineering is the standard comment with the notation, what are the estimated impacts to the parking on the lot? From fire department, no comment. From the assessors, no comment. Planning, no comment. Conservation, no comment. That's it for referrals.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening. My name is Linda Bullard. I'm one of the owners of Dogs and Hogs. And I'm here with Michelle Ostigui, who is the manager of the location at North Marine. We together have come up with a thought of putting the mobile food cart in her parking lot on the corner of Robbins and Falmouth Heights Road. I've provided some photographs hopefully you have them, on what it looks like from each corner. The cart is going to be in its own little corner, a good 25 feet from the sidewalk. People can't come to us from the back. They would have to make the full corner onto Falmouth Heights Road and then walk over to us. And we plan on operating May through October, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sundays, Monday holidays, things like that.
Anything else?
I think that's it.
I'm sorry, Thursday through,
Probably Sundays and maybe Monday holidays.
so typically not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
No, it's too busy, you know, as far as deliveries and things like that.
Okay, let me see if anybody has questions. Ken? anything?
So, and what fare is served here?
What fare would be served?
Yes.
We would serve hot dogs, water, sodas, maybe some ice cream, chips, brownies, something quick, walk away.
Okay.
Just for the record, the pictures that she's talking about are in the file. I know some of you
And you-
came in and some of them, the photos weren't there when some of the members were,
And you,
Came in.
yeah, you sent us some of
Yes.
the photos
Yeah.
today to all the board members.
and the menu.
And I guess hours.
Hours probably, we're thinking maybe 11 to 6, 11 to 7.
Ken, do you have any others? Maybe I'll come back to you on.
And I assume you're just manning this with one person,
2,
2 people.
yes, sir.
And where do they park their?
Where would they park their vehicle?
Mhm.
What we usually do is we come down with our trailer, and we would just leave it there, and we trailer the vehicle and the trailer back with us. We're around the corner, we have a brick and mortar.
So you would use the North Marine parking?
Yes, and if there's a photograph there, you can see I think it's photograph number 5. There is a large 25-foot boat that will be using that spot. And you can see
You're saying that boat will go away, or?
yeah, the boat's gonna go away, yes. So we won't have any access from the back or from the side. They have to actually go around the whole corner, and as they're walking towards the east, they could come in to walk towards us.
Okay. Yep.
TJ, question?
Just to clarify what you said earlier, the food cart will be hauled away at night? or
Yes.
During the hours that you won't be in operation?
Correct.
Thank you.
Ed?
No, I don't have any questions.
Paul?
No, thank you.
You won't have your steamer there, right? There's not really any, like the brick and mortar store, you have a smoker.
No, not the smoker.
Yeah,
just
so
the-
this would
just
be-
mobile food cart, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the mobile food cart that has the hot dogs and, yeah.
Any other?
And I guess I was confused. Are you just dropping the employees off, or they're going to need parking?
No, we'll be dropping them off.
So the employees will not be using parking?
No.
You're all set?
All set.
Okay, is there any proposed parking for patrons who drive to the location?
On one of the photographs, I don't expect anyone to come by that cart who have to drive to us. If they do choose to come in, which might be 1%, if that, from the sidewalk to, I think there's a black truck, you can see a tire, there's like 20 feet. So if someone came in like a U, they could roll in if they wanted to, jump out and leave, but that's not the client base that we're looking at. I don't think anybody wants to be in that corner when it's that busy.
Okay, so do you have any evidence to suggest the business from cars would only be 1%? Where does that number come from?
Probably from viewing the area and how busy it is in pedestrian traffic. I I don't know anybody who would choose to fight that traffic to come in and out. And I could probably go to Michelle, who has people that come in and deliver to her business, on how they come in and out of there, you know.
So, I guess there's no proposed designated parking for this use?
Michelle, if you want to have an answer to that?
Hi, I'm Michelle Ostergy. I'm the general manager of North Marine. I've been employed there since 2004. And I can attest that over the years, the Island Queen, everybody knows the pulse of that Island Queen. You know, we all know when the boat unloads and who's trying to catch that, the ferry. And we've never experienced any issues with our delivery drivers, be it a Kellogg box truck, a UPS truck, a freight truck dropping off large engines, the postmaster, FedEx guy. There's ample parking in our front yard, even though the Island Queen is loading and unloading. We've never experienced an issue of having a big truck come into the front yard, dropping off their delivery amongst mad, crazy mayhem with the Island Queen traffic and getting out of there without an instance. We've never had an instance ever. And I've expressed to Linda, if there ever is a circumstance where she'd like more parking, my employees, which are only 4 at that location at this present time, we could park in the backyard. We have a fenced-in gate. We could all just park in the backyard. Our cars don't even need to be out front. I could also move boats. So I'm very flexible and accommodating to any kind of a parking issue that they need. But I can also attest that our deliveries that we already have with very large trucks, we've never hit anybody. No one's ever getting run over. We've been fine with the Island Queen. And I think that people, as Linda has stated, everyone knows what that calendar and that time is like. I don't go to the bank when the Island Queen's unloading. I stay away from it. You wait till it's done, and then you go to the bank. Everybody kind of knows, local people do. Will she get a visitor wanting to come to the cot? Perhaps so. But we do have at least 30 feet of frontage in the front of the yard that somebody could swing in, get their hot dog or whatever, and sneak back out without instance.
Okay, so there's no designated parking just for this use?
There is none at this time, but if needed, we could obviously accommodate it.
Okay, all right, that's fine. So when you bring in the trailer cart in the morning, is that something you drive onto the site, you would have to back that in?
We actually come around the corner off of Robbins onto Falmouth Heights Road, and we just roll it over like she would one of her boats. We open up the back, we roll the cart out, we place it, close the door, and we roll right back out.
Okay. And you have on this kind of plan, there's like a hand-drawn location of where the cart would be. Is that where you're still proposing the cart to be?
I don't know if you have that photograph I sent. The cart would be, I don't know what you're looking at.
Well, I'm looking at the plan that was submitted in support of your application.
Is there a corner with a brick facade? That's a brick wall.
And there's a cart, it says cart?
Yes, that's correct.
So that's where it's proposed? Okay, so that's in the road layout?
No, behind that is a wall.
Yeah, no, I see that. But it looks like, based on our plans, it looks like that's not on the property.
That's our parking lot. All the way from the front of the building, that stone wall is the edge of the parking lot up into the sidewalk. So like that 25 feet of frontage that we have about, 25 to 30 feet.
Okay. Based on our plans, it looks like that's not the lot, the parcel. But you use it as the parking lot?
We park boats there every single year.
Okay. All right, and then you testified that it would be about 25 feet from the sidewalk?
Yeah.
So that doesn't really coincide with where it's proposed on the plan, so I just want to pin down the location.
There's a photograph floating someplace here, maybe I can show it.
Probably in the file.
Is it?
Was one.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So on this photograph here, this dark area has 6 feet to the sidewalk.
Could you just go back? You can take that with you, but that way people at home can hear what you're explaining as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So where this blue boat is currently sitting, right behind it. It goes around this way, this is Robbins, and comes around the front. And, let me see the other photograph. This is the landscaping where Robbins would come around. The person is walking towards east, okay? This little sign is sitting on the edge of the sidewalk. So from this pavement, the dark pavement, to here is 6 feet, okay? And this is another photograph of the difference between the sidewalk, the pavement, and this is the back of a huge pickup truck, okay? So this area here, would you say is what, 20 feet?
At a minimum, because that was 25 feet right there.
All right, so this boat here is 25 feet, the blue one?
Could you show us on that picture where the cart's proposed?
Or over here?
Okay, so it doesn't coincide with the plans that you sent that say, or submitted, that say the cart's right on the corner.
You're the only one that has that. I don't think it's
I
on
don't-
anybody else's
It's on the
plan.
second sheet.
Yeah,
It's on the small sheet.
it's marked in red.
We don't have this small,
Oh, I see.
But there's another box on there
that's in
that
the
I don't know
road
what that
layout.
is.
Yes. That's what I'm trying just to understand where
Yeah,
it's
that's the road layout.
proposed.
so it can't be in the road layout.
Even though the sidewalk
Of the
is
car.
further out,
Of the-
because
where
that's a
we were just
60-foot
at.
roadway.
Where did you find that photograph?
See, look on your regular version.
Yeah, no, it's,
60-foot road layout. This is their property line right here.
I gotta find out where those houses.
Photograph start here.
All right, thanks. All right, so, I gotta go back over here.
Yes, thank you.
All right, so in this photograph here, this is her existing sign next to the sidewalk.
Yes, yep.
And this is the brick walkway and wall that swings around the back. Right here is where that big blue boat's sitting. So behind me, you'll have this sidewalk all the way around, all
Yeah.
right? And the blue boat is another picture. Here's her sign again. Here's where Robbins and Falmouth Heights meet.
Yep. Yeah, we
Okay.
just want to know where the cart is. I think
All right.
we've all seen
and
those
where's the
photos.
right-of-way,
Where's-
the road right-of-way?
And, all right, so here
I mean,
go.
we don't have any testimony.
Here's the brick wall again.
Can you just turn that so it's, you can turn
Flip
the.
it this way.
page.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the brick wall here again.
Yes,
And here's her boat.
yes.
That boat is probably 5 feet from the building. And that boat is what, 25 feet?
Yes.
25 feet. So we would literally be sitting in the middle of the boat.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Here's some.
You're going to point out on the plan.
Thank you.
All right, let you point out where it is.
It's going to be like that.
This whole section here would be deemed the hot dog cart. And because
So into the
it
road
is a
layout.
stone wall, so that it has protection. No one can come on this side. She has that whole little corner to herself. So that's why we figured it'd be the best part of the parking lot for her, because it's just this whole protected little area. I stick a boat in there because it's just somewhere to tuck a boat in, but this is the area of the hot dog.
But the boat would be removed.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's for sale for brokerage, but I could move it anywhere in the yard this way, or in the back if we wanted to.
Do they understand that?
And right
Nope.
now, there's a little black car here. And that's probably the distance, if you want to see it.
Through the board.
Where's the road right-of-way? Do you know where the road right-of-way is? Because I don't.
Do you know where your property
Yeah,
line
it's right
is?
Property line.
Jerry, it's right here.
I thought that that was the stop line here, but I'm not.
It is,
It
that
is.
is your property line.
So we're inside.
But the photos show, where you put it before, shows it in the road layout. That's why the questions and
Sure,
concerns.
sure. I mean, it truly was meant to be in this corner, because we knew it would be kind of protected.
Okay.
So we can condition it just to, not in
Yeah,
the,
you're still in line, yeah.
right.
Can we,
Do you have any other questions?
well,
Given that we don't know the intensity is it possible you give them a 1 year or 2 year
Yeah,
to
so
go
we
back
can,
and revisit to see
so
if
we
things?
can, yep, so, but I do
I don't know
want to
if-
just, so we'll talk, we'll have board discussion certainly, but we're going to finish questions.
Could we ask them if they'd be amenable to it?
I don't,
It's up to the board.
it's up to the board. I mean, we could, but what we choose to do, how we limit condition special permits, then, and we've done 1 year special permits in the past.
We just plan on operating it to probably Columbus Day. So from now to Columbus Day would be a good target for both of us to make sure that there's no mayhem and no excess problems, which I don't foresee, but, and then we probably would not open it up again till May.
Okay. Let me see if anybody has any comment from the public. So is anyone here to speak in favor of this application? Is anyone here to speak in opposition to this application? Okay, so ma'am, if you want to go first, and you just go up to the mic, say your name, address, and reason for your opposition, please.
Hi, members of the board, good evening. My name is Pamela Hanna. I live at 60 Falmouth Heights Road. That's across the street from the marina. That white fence that you see in the picture, my house is on the other side of the white fence. My issue with the cart is mostly safety. We've owned the house now for 6 years. We bought it in 2010. We're used to the Island Queen foot traffic also, but between the vehicles, the foot traffic, and the bikes, I have seen almost terrible things happening with just that. I see intoxicated people coming off the Island Queen. I've seen children tear away from their parents and run into the road. I can't see anybody stopping out of that foot traffic to stop and get a hot dog. I'm not against hot dogs, I like hot dogs too. But I think it's a safety issue, and I guess that's all I want to say. I didn't write anything down, so I'm sort of, but I know there's a safety issue is a problem over there anyway, so I don't know if this would be adding to safety issues again, I believe.
Excuse me, Madam Chair.
Yes.
And you are speaking in opposition or out of concern? Because there's a difference.
Opposition, yes.
Opposition. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yep, sir. I will open it back to you after. Yep, go ahead, sir.
I don't want to speak out of turn.
No.
My name is Adrian Dufresne. I'm a representative of Precinct 2, and I've known this location since 1953. I remember when Mr. Litskow built the building. I remember the requirements that were necessary for the building, for the parking of boats and the sale of marine wear. Under the guidelines of marine zoning, I know food services, but is it an allowable part of the zoning that you can sublet to something not related to marine? If they wanted to have a concession in their building, that probably would be allowed through the Board of Appeals. But what we're doing now, we're talking about subletting a separate business and using the property that was originally, going back to in the 50s, was required for boat display, boat sales, and all of that. This concession that is being proposed has no sanitation attachments. There's no toilet facility, there's no running water, and all of the things that are necessary for, quote, that type of business should not be sublet unless it was inside of the building. Now, I am speaking in opposition of this concession sublet on the street of Falmouth Heights Road. Now, we try to keep Falmouth Heights operating under the marine zoning. We want which I think is very good. And I don't know how many of you are familiar with how busy that corner is at numerous times of the day and night. There's a food concession restaurant probably within 75 feet away. The Island Queen serves hot dogs. There's a restaurant just down the street. So it isn't the idea that there are no food provisions anywhere in the area. I just think that this is a very bad proposal for that particular location. And I'm sure your board is going to weigh very, very carefully the requirements and the ramifications of that type of operation being sublet from a marine zone business. Thank you.
Is anyone else here to speak?
My name's Stanley Cody. I own 54 Falmouth Heights Road, right across the street. My driveway, in fact, could go right into their parking lot if I chose to back up that far. I lived through their experiment, if you want to call it that. They had an experiment there. I witnessed 5 women eating their hot dogs, standing in the crosswalk, and the cars couldn't get by one day just because they decided to have hot dogs. Of course, they were coming on bicycle. Bottom line is, I don't see the public need for that location. Mr. Franny was just very adequate in his explanation. It is a severe public safety hazard. If they tell you the cars pull in the parking lot, they don't. I'm right there. All of my new windows face it. The cars pull up on the sidewalk. You're right. The original cart was located on the public way. Bottom line is that this is a severe safety issue, a severely heavily traveled corner, and I don't know whether we put I would hope we put the needs of the public and public safety issue long before we put the needs of a business that's located permanently less than a half a mile from this location.
Thank you. All right. Go ahead.
Is it time?
It's time.
My name is David Miller. I live at 50 Falmouth Heights Road, which is directly across the street, and I observed their trial run. It was a disaster. Parking where they shouldn't park, people in crosswalks eating. It's a crazy place for a hot dog stand. It's own marine. They do a good job with boats. My wife and I sit on the deck, for 50 years looking at boats. It's very nice. Leave it like it is. Thank you.
I have a question for you, sir, and I could have asked, I guess, of anyone. So this, I guess, trial period that you're referring to, so you witnessed cars coming to the site for?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
More than
I'm the one
1%
who
of the
started
business?
this whole thing.
Okay.
Because, I said it's wrong. You can't do that. We have enough restaurants in town. We don't need another hot dog stand.
Thank you. Is anyone else here to speak on this? Or, yep, I will give you an opportunity.
The first point I would like to just support was that it's far more difficult than ever before, and if you've ever backed up a boat by yourself with a trailer, I'm not talking about a dinghy, I'm talking about a 25 to 30-foot boat on a trailer. You pull out into the yard, you back it up into our parking lot. That's far more difficult than someone walking up to a cart to buy a hot dog. I just want to make sure everybody understands that. We navigate this parking lot like kings and queens. We move heavy equipment in our parking lot, and we've done without fault for years and years. Someone walking up to a car is far less difficult than someone backing up a 30-foot boat with 50 people waiting to walk by the street. Just wanted to make sure everybody understands we do navigate big stuff in our yard. Secondly, on the day of our trial, it was a very exciting day for us. It was our first day. We were trying to sell hot dogs to people walking by. And I can attest that we were all watching. I, as the manager, want to make sure things are going to operate smoothly. I have my owner's best interest at heart. there were no cars pulling up, maybe one. So the multiple cars, that is absolutely not the truth. Did I take a video of the day? I did not. But I can attest, there were not multiple cars. If we had one, they were lucky. It was foot traffic, maybe bicycles, but there were not cars. I was present the entire day, as well as Linda and two of her staff. One young man and another guy took her place. So that's not an accurate statement, and I disagree with that point. You know, like I said, I might have video proof of it, because we do have a survey camera on property, but I know there was not multiple cars pulling into that location, because I was present all day.
Okay, I would like to talk about the sanitation. We do have a bathroom available to guests who choose to use it. The cart is equipped with a sink with hot and cold running water. So that should eliminate any issues with washing of hands and we are, licensed with the health department here in Falmouth. He's been out there to inspect our cart. So those are the two things we've addressed for sanitation.
Okay, thank you. Would you guys like to have board discussion?
Well, I could ask one
Sure.
other question
Go ahead.
regarding that before you sit down. if I may. So a trash disposal, is there,
We bring our own trash barrel.
and you take that when you go?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's it.
All right, so let's have some board discussion. I hesitate to do the back and forth, but if you're compelled, I don't want to deprive you either. If it's something new,
It kind of is.
Okay.
Pam Hanna, 60 Falmouth Heights Road. There is cars pulling into the marina. There's cars that are lost. They may not be buying hot dogs, but a lot of cars, we witness it all the time, just parking there, looking at their GPSs, whatever they're doing. There's a lot of traffic stops in there. The trash concern thing, I'm out in front of my yard picking up trash every other day. I get trash from all around the neighborhood, so I rest my case. Thank you.
Thank you.
One last comment.
Yeah, you can use, and I will give you another opportunity, I
Not to
guess.
belay it. Again, my curiosity is, under the marine zoning, can someone who has marine zoning sublet for the purposes that we're describing here today, something that is not related to marine zoning? Marine zoning, you could have food concessions in the building. But what we're talking now is we're subletting a parking requirement that was originally required for that particular piece of marine zoning. And I believe the gentleman that built the building was Litzkow, and Jimmy Smith had a law office next door. I go back 47 years. And again, I just think it's a bad proposal, and I would ask that you weigh very carefully how you handle it.
Thank you, and I
Thank
will
you.
have Sri just answer that question.
Yeah, under 24044B, which is what they're applying for, restaurants or other places serving food, provided that such use will utilize no more than 25% of the floor area of structures on the property, or is otherwise limited by 240-45, which states the total floor area of non-marine related uses shall be no more than 25 hundredths times the total square footage area. Blah, blah, blah. So it's limited to a certain size of the floor area of the building.
Of the building?
Mhm.
We're not talking about the building.
No, but it's not specific saying that it's outside or not outside. That's,
You know, I've said my piece, you people
Yeah.
have the decision to make.
but it definitely says non-marine related.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That was the thing I was looking for. The rest of it's up to the board.
All right, so let's have some discussion if you're inclined to have discussion.
I mean, a hot dog cart seems harmless enough. I'm very familiar with that corner. I travel it all the time. It is extremely busy. always hitting the brakes to allow someone to cross, or the Island Queen. It's probably one of the busiest places in town. No question about it. A butter opposition is important to me. Firsthand knowledge of the area is important to me. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Okay. Jerry?
I still have the thought about conflicting testimony. I'm not going to say who was right or wrong, but if you come back in a year or after spring and fall season, just revisit it.
So you would be inclined to give them a trial period?
Yes. Well, I'm not a voting member.
Right,
yeah,
no, but
I think because it's always tough with conflicting statements, and I'm not saying anyone's right or wrong. It depends when you're there and the neighbors are there.
It's part of the gig here that we get public comment, and the applicant says one thing and the public says another.
I like that word.
So,
I'd be inclined to approve it, but just for the rest of this year, so that they could, flush it out, and if there's any problems.
okay.
Keep in mind, when you're talking for the rest of this year, that I have to draft it, it has to be signed, and that starts the 20-day appeal period.
So you're
just
almost
keep that
in.
mind.
Right.
You're in September almost.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a short window for demonstration.
Could we do
Well,
it
and then
365 days?
Yeah, you could, yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir, discussion. So, any other comment here?
No. Given my former places of employment, I'm very familiar with that corner and very familiar with the traffic, the cars, the pedestrian traffic from the Island Queen. It's a very busy corner.
Yeah, if it was only pedestrians, I think I'd say sure. But I know when I've gone past the Hogs and Dogs cart and gone in there and gotten sandwiches. You pull in, you want to, and I just think that is an inappropriate place to pull in. And I don't see how they can prevent that.
Well, and I agree with you. I think it's, if you're running a business, certainly, it might be targeted to pedestrians, but you're certainly not going to turn away people turning in. And I certainly understand that they who operate the site now moves heavy equipment on site, but that's not the average passerby coming in who's not as familiar with the site. And I think that the proposal, the time, so we're saying May through October, so the busiest time of year, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday holidays, so the busiest days of the week, 11 to 6 or 11 to 7, prime time during the day. So to me, I think that there's safety issues, visual issues as far as when you're turning, some question about whether it will or will not be in the road layout, parking issues. I think this has all kinds of wrongs going on, and that it's not suitable to the neighborhood. And on top of kind of my own opinion, then we have public testimony that's saying we live across the street, and it's not one disgruntled neighbor, it's multiple neighbors who all live across the street, who are familiar with the site, and all say, this doesn't work there. So I certainly support local business. I've been to Dogs and Hogs. I think the food's great. I want them to succeed, but at the same time, I don't think from a zoning perspective, this use makes sense in that corner. So that's my opinion on that.
Yeah, I mean, I can't ignore these abutters. I'm with you. It's a great operation that they run, but this corner bothers me. It's extremely busy. You've got to be very, very careful. And so, yeah,
And I would just add, the applicant themselves said, this is a really busy corner. There's a lot of traffic going on here. And so why add to it, or why complicate it that much more? It's already a recognized issue. All right, so Ken, you seem to be leaning opposed.
I think there's three of us, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, and TJ, you didn't say.
I guess I was kind of non-committal, just commenting on the traffic.
So you need 4 people to, if you want to go up to the podium, I can explain this to you. Okay, all right. So you need 4 people to get a favorable vote.
Out of 5.
Out of 5. So obviously, you see how it's going. We haven't closed the public hearing. What we can do is allow you to withdraw without prejudice, which would mean that you could come back next year, if you have a different proposal or different location on the site, and you could reapply. If we go forward and we make a decision, then, and we deny it, you could obviously take an appeal of that decision, or you could not make the same proposal for the next 2 years. So those are the options. Well, it's just for, it's not official, it's just for the benefit of the viewers at home.
Sure.
Thank you.
I'm just curious, because I do have security cameras, if I came up with the footage of the cart on the day of operation, and it showed a contrary story to the abutters, would that be acceptable enough?
In my
security footage, if I could, I'm not even sure my camera points in that corner, but if I do have my camera and it shows that corner was okay that day, would this put this to rest a little bit? Just curious.
I know, that wouldn't change my opinion personally, just because conditions could have been one way one day, but that doesn't mean that's how it will be every day.
But the whole, it seems like very...
Excuse me. Let me see what they say. So Ken, would that, do you think that would be
I think a
persuasive?
single day is, so was this, I guess this is a question, was this cart only in operation for one day?
4 hours.
4 hours.
They got called on violation because it's a marine
I
district,
hear that.
so they had to come get a special permit for it.
Would that change your opinion, Paul?
No, it wouldn't. It's just a snapshot in time, and I have firsthand experience from being a resident that travels that way all the time, and no, it would not.
Yeah, I think I'm responding primarily to my personal knowledge. That's why boards like this are valuable, right? We all live in the town, we all know the corner in the area, and know how crazy it gets during the time that you want to operate there. And I just can't convince myself that people driving by who are hankering for a hot dog aren't going to pull off and, just mess up the entire flow of it. Pedestrians, traffic, the whole thing, and potentially, run over some little kid on the sidewalk. So I just don't think it's a great spot for it.
All right, so you still have 3 against.
Yes, yeah. So you've heard, and I laid out the options at this point. So we can proceed and we can make a decision if that's what you like, but then if we deny, you can't come back for 2 years with a substantially similar proposal. Otherwise, you can withdraw without prejudice, and you could come back next spring if it's in a different location, and we could take another look at it. It might be a different board, so.
Say the options again, please.
So you can either withdraw without prejudice, meaning you could come back in the spring. If you wanted to relocate it, you could even submit the same exact thing. And it might be that there's a different board here, so somebody could view it with different eyes. Or we could proceed, we could make a decision. If it's a denial, which is what it's leaning toward, because you need 4 out of 5 of us to vote in favor, you could either obviously appeal that to court, or you would be precluded from coming back for 2 years with this same proposal. If you want, I can give you a few minutes and we could take a break.
So, let's say we decide to postpone it, or would you say?
No, so you either withdraw without prejudice or we go forward and we make a decision.
If you withdraw, you reapply in the spring.
Yes.
That's what we'll do.
Okay, so you withdraw without prejudice. Okay. Do we need a motion on that, Suri?
Oh, yes.
So is there anyone who wants to make a motion to allow them to
So I
withdraw
guess
without
I would
prejudice?
move that we accept the applicant's proposal to withdraw without prejudice.
Okay, and is there a second? So that was Ken and Ed, all those in favor? Aye.
Now, I just have a curious question. I'm just really curious about something. Now, that was the permit, special use for a tenant, right? To do this, Kat?
Yes.
What's to stop me from doing it?
So I think you need to
We
talk
own
to
the
Suri to work out any specific details.
Yes.
I didn't hear the question.
It's because it's the use.
Yeah, it's the same thing, no matter who applies.
It's the use in a
She said
marine
she-
district.
I think she was implying she would.
Right, yeah.
Oh.
You know, can I make one statement?
No, the hearing's
No,
closed.
no, the hearing's closed, we're all set, you can go, you guys are free to leave, we're not discussing it anymore, if you want to have further comment, thank you.
Or you can question me in the office.
Yes, Sari is always available to answer
So the
questions.
lies that were told about 4 hours.
Sari is there to answer questions, we just allowed them to, what is that? What is he speaking about? It's ridiculous.
You have the open
Okay.
meeting to continue.
So, we're back to open meeting. I don't understand, we decided in so the last remaining open meeting item is request for board review and proposed change to comprehensive permit number 1809 and number 1716 for Megantic Crossing, North Falmouth Highway. Okay, so Sari, do you want to explain this?
Mr. Galasso is here this evening. This is your review to determine if the change that he is requesting from for sale to rental units is substantial or insubstantial. If you deem it substantial, I have to try and hold a hearing within 30 days if our schedule meets that. If not, I've got to get approval from Mr. Galasso to extend it. If you determine it is insubstantial, then it's an automatic, but he still needs approval from the planning board. So you have the regulations of 760 CMR 56005,
56?
I believe, yeah.
Oh, 4, is it 4?
4.
4 sub A, excuse me, 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's confusing.
So
Print.
that's what's before this board right now.
Okay, and
So I recommend that you stick,
Okay,
Kimberly, if
so,
you want to go through the process.
so I'll just read the regulations. So substantial changes, if an applicant involved desires to change aspects of its proposal from its content, the time it made application to the board, it shall notify the committee in writing of such changes, and the presiding officer shall determine whether such changes are substantial.
That's the hearing.
That
That's
is the hearing, I
appeals hearing.
apologize, yes.
That's-
So I'm reading from the wrong, but the following matters generally will be substantial changes, and under C5, which Suri has highlighted, a change from one form of housing tenure to another, and you looked up that language, and that's basically from for sale.
Timber is a change in occupancy of a building.
So,
I'm
change.
sorry, what's, that's section 5?
It's highlighted right there.
Oh, it's on the front page.
So the definition is the conditions under which land or buildings are held or occupied,
So held, meaning ownership.
Wow.
meaning he's going from for sale to rental.
Right, and so if tenure is held, how a property is held, that is a change.
Right now, he has a permit for sale.
For sale.
Gotcha.
So pursuant to the regulations, it's a substantial modification.
Yeah.
So,
I think
I mean,
it's pretty clear.
it's the law, so I would think that we should find it as substantial, based on that.
Okay, once you make a determination if it is substantial, then he's got to apply for a modification, and we have to hold a hearing within 30 days.
Can we have some discussion about our inclination towards this?
Only for what he's requesting. You
Yeah.
can't get into any other part of the project.
want us
In other
to
words,
take a
for
break?
conversion to rental.
Right. Well, that's up to, I'll let the chairman
What did
deal
you-
with it. 'cause
I asked if we
it's
could
very
have some
iffy.
discussion as to our inclination about the conversion to rental.
If you'd like to, sure.
As long as you don't get into the meat of the project and why.
Right.
Right. What does everyone else feel?
Oh, whatever you
I
want to do,
would-
Ken, yeah.
I wouldn't mind hearing a discussion on how going from
So-
rental to
You can't,
housing.
you can't hear from,
No.
you
Oh.
can't make this a hearing. The board can.
Discussion, if I,
It's just whether or not it's substantial or
The
insubstantial.
board can
and
discuss
so-
that.
It's clearly substantial based on the law.
Right.
However, I'm not necessarily opposed to it. That's what I'm,
Yeah,
Oh, I
but
see what
if it's
you're saying.
substantial based on the law, I don't think we're in a position to say it's insubstantial and
Nope,
not have a
I
hearing.
didn't say
on
that.
it. Okay.
I'm just saying,
Oh, that you're not opposed to the change.
opposed to having it become a rental.
Yes. And I.
Which is what you'll get into later.
Yes.
Right.
Right. And I certainly don't think a position today that it's substantial means we're opposed to the change by any means.
Right.
If we can convey that, but I do think the regs require us to at least hold a public hearing on that.
It would appear so.
Okay. So,
So.
do we want to make a motion to that?
Is this the only change that Mr. Galazzo is requesting to the property?
It's what is before you tonight.
This is a regulatory board, but it's interesting where you think, well, maybe the law's not quite specific enough. Is it bad precedent to say?
Why is the law not specific enough?
Well, I mean, they're not specific, it's just, maybe it needs a little bit more tweaking. I mean, it sounds like everybody here,
It's the state, it's not the zoning bylaw.
it's the state law, so if we called it not substantial, it would be an automatic appeal by it could be an automatic appeal by someone with the granting of the appeal.
Well, I just wouldn't, even if there was no threat of appeal, if the law says this is what you should do, this is substantial, I don't think we're in the position to say, well, we don't care about that. We don't think it's going to be appealed, let's just go ahead and do it. I think that that's not sound
You don't want to be an
practices.
activist board. Okay, I agree.
No, Jerry, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I want to follow the law. That's not, that's not being an activist, it's just saying this is the law, these are the regulations.
Yeah, 760 CMR feels as though that's
I don't think this
substantial.
is the,
We'll have fun
Yeah,
later.
760 says that's substantial.
so that's, yeah. So, I mean, I don't think this is a place to say, let's make a political statement or push an,
No.
yeah,
Oh, social
All right.
statement.
yeah. Okay, so is there a motion to find this substantial?
I'd like to make a motion to find the change substantial.
Is there a second?
The change from,
The change from
For sale to
ownership to
Yes.
rental substantial based on the language of 760 CMR 56.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, so that was Paul and TJ, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
so, Michael, you know the routine, yeah? It's as soon as you can get me the application, it's that application that starts that 30 days. You've already got, I think, specific plans, so, and work with the planning,
No change to the project.
whatever
right?
that's,
Just-
the housing planning
Unless it's-
committee, is that what it is, how?
what do you have?
I'm sorry, I can't
Unless
remember.
it has to be rented.
Thank you. I can't remember. I'm losing it.
Assume you had it.
All right, so I think that was everything on our agenda.
So you're saying